On a scorching summer day, a police officer rushed to an emergency call reporting a baby trapped in a sweltering car in an empty parking lot. Upon reaching the scene, the officer immediately took action to rescue the distressed infant. However, as moments passed, a troubling realization dawned upon him. Lieutenant Jason Short is a representative of the Keene Police Department in New Hampshire, and on one particular day in July 2016, he found himself in a very unusual situation. In fact, something happened to him while he was on shift that made local headlines. It all started with a 911 call by a member of the public. The concerned caller reported that they had seen a baby left in a car sitting in a shopping plaza parking lot. Even more ominously, the car's windows were closed on this hot day, and the temperature inside the vehicle must have skyrocketed. Naturally, Short responded immediately and raced over to the scene of the incident. Aware of the potential danger to the baby, he knew that the time was at a premium. "I got there as soon as I could. I don't know how fast I was going, but it was quick," Short told New Hampshire news channel WMUR in August 2016. Once he had located the car in question, he peered inside to see what appeared to be a young baby covered in a light blanket. Peeping out from underneath meanwhile, there were soft infant shoes and a bottle of milk. But as the child's mother was seemingly nowhere around, Short had to make a potentially life or death decision. Could he afford to wait for the mom to return? In that moment, his gut decision was that he didn't have enough time to wait for the car's owner. The weather outside was sweltering after all, and no one could be sure how long the baby had been inside. So it seemed that there was only one thing for it. Short would have to take action himself. Consequently, he grabbed his baton and started beating the car window with it in an attempt to free the child. Before long, the window shattered, allowing him to successfully gain access to the car. When he did, however, he feared nothing short of the worst. Speaking to WMUR in August 2016, the lieutenant recalled that the baby looked lifeless, looked dead. What's more, when he took the child out of the car, it wasn't moving. Short quickly assessed then that there was nothing for it but to perform emergency CPR. However, it was when he attempted to do so that the penny dropped. Speaking to WMUR, Short remembered putting a finger in the baby's mouth only to find that it met with resistance. So this wasn't a real baby at all. This was a doll. But it wasn't just any old toy. It was an incredibly realistic doll that had managed to fool both the member of the public who dialed 911 and the responding police officer. Unfortunately, though, it had taken a call to the emergency services and a broken car window to get to the truth. The situation begged yet another question. Whose doll was it? Well, it turned out that the owner of the doll was a woman from Vermont named Carolyn Cipher. The lifelike model in the back of her car, moreover, was called Ainsley and had been valued at over $2,000. Amazingly, this doll wasn't the only one Cipher owned. In fact, she had about 40 of them that she had amassed over the years. Sadly, Cipher had lost a son and had turned to these lifelike dolls to bring her comfort. On that particular day, she had decided to take Ainsley out with her. But knowing that the doll wasn't real and perhaps not wanting to attract unnecessary attention, she chose not to bring Ainsley into the store with her. Curiously, lifelike baby dolls resembling Ainsley are commonly known as reborn dolls, and the craft of crafting them is referred to as reborning. Individuals who craft these remarkably realistic dolls are often referred to as reborn artists. Some individuals may find a compelling reason to incorporate one of these dolls into their lives, such as in the case of Cipher, who may have lost a cherished child. Alternatively, they may choose to acquire one when their own children have grown and left the nest. What's more, customers can opt to receive documents that imitate traditional birth certificates or papers relating to adoption. That way, the process may feel more like having a real baby. As Lieutenant Short found, to his cost, the model seemed, at least at first glance, uncannily like the real thing, especially if elements like hair and even devices to simulate breathing and heartbeats are included. Although this story ends happily, with no babies coming to any harm and no lasting damage done, it seems as if Cipher did not enjoy any of the media attention associated with the incident, judging from a statement she made afterward to WMUR, in which she stated that she has been laughed at and embarrassed by all of us. Perhaps feeling judged about her decision to adopt so many dolls, she concluded her statement to the news station with some heartbreaking words. "You can't know how people choose to deal with their losses in life," she said, suggesting perhaps that it is her dolls that help her with her grief after losing her son. Not only that, but Cypher has also expressed her hurt at the damage the police officer caused to her car that day. In response, the Keene Police Department, apparently not wishing her to be out of pocket, has said that it would make it up to her by covering the costs of repairing her vehicle. But that doesn't mean that Short regretted his actions one bit. Indeed, as he genuinely thought there was a real baby stuck inside a baking hot car, he did the right thing in his mind. "I would never assume it's a doll," Short affirmed to WMUR, emphasizing his unwavering commitment to treating every situation as if it involved a real child. "I would always act the same way," he continued, confidently standing by his belief that his actions were appropriate. Before concluding, he offered some valuable advice to Cypher to prevent similar incidents in the future. He suggested that she should either leave the doll at home or, as an alternative, bring it inside with her when exiting the car. In a positive turn of events, Cypher appears to have learned from the incident, as she has since acquired a bumper sticker explicitly stating that the baby in her car is not real. Fortunately, this situation did not escalate into a tragedy, but it did cause unnecessary stress for all those involved, which could have been easily avoided.